Bonjour YouTube! Hello! This is episode 7 of the show on YouTube.
Do you want to go again?
Yeah. This is episode 7 of the Alternative Show on YouTube, and we have a sick show for you guys today. We got a bit of future bass from Polar Youth, we got some dank new disco, some excellent little funky giblets, and some Pokemon. Right.
First song! This is the one from Polar Youth. I've been putting it off for like a few weeks because the first show was really Polar Youth heavy. Yeah, I thought this isn't trap, so we can get into it as future bass, because this one's future bass, and it's quite a cool song, so I thought I'd just show it to you.
When you told me that we had Polar Youth on the show today, I was like, oh, Dave, more trap. And you're like, no, it's future bass, it's
Future bass, and it is really cool. If you remember her song Say, which was her song and not a cover.
Was it a remix or a cover?
A remix, oh god. It wasn't a remix or a cover, it was her own song. And I said it was a remix, and it wasn't. This, I'm not even sure if it was a remix. It's a Polar Youth flip of Howie Lee's Fused Pagonda.
What's a flip? Is
I
that
don't
some
know what
sort
a
of
flip
bootleg?
is. I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool. And Say was her sort of expansion into future bass. And this is more future bass for you, and I quite like it.
I think future bass in general is quite a cool genre. It's in a way, especially Polar Youth sort of expansion into it. It's like hybrid trap, so future bass and trap. Yeah, future bass is sick. We had it in like the last few shows.
Last few shows, yeah.
And we were talking about the fact it's just massive chords going like with massive gaps in and fills and stuff,
and lots of side chain as well. Like, yeah, like that. You can probably hear it already. You don't need me to do it over the top to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's a really cool song. You should definitely check it out. Actually, she's also, I don't know what she's doing at the moment, but she was on like Belgian radio and in magazines and stuff, and now she's in like a proper studio doing stuff. So
really,
whatever's going on with her at the moment is exciting, and I think production value is already brilliant, but then she was only doing it like on her own as a pleasure producer. You can think it's just gonna jump up massively soon, because she's obviously in a studio.
Is she getting like tutoring and stuff?
I do not know. I should have researched it before this.
That's the one thing that really kicks electronic artists, like makes them go properly hard. Like with Koan before Alzda, they were cool, but if you compare them to what they are now, they're absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But Skrillex, our good friend, who we had on this show, yeah, Skrillex took them under his proverbial wing. Yeah.
That's actually a snippet of his next song. It's like,
probably is.
yeah, it is.
But yeah, he took Koan underneath his proverbial wing and made them amazing.
Next song!
And this is a really cool song. I found this 4 days ago. It was reposted by Keats Collective, my favourite SoundCloud page. Always come up with crazy future funk stuff, and this is sort of normal funk mixed with future funk. There's loads of really cool samples in it. There's always double claps and stuff.
If a song can have a double clap in it, is automatically a new league of song. Like, seriously, if you listen to any song, if you can double clap along with it, it is instantly better.
I love this though. Like throughout the whole thing, it's like,
There's something about funk that you can just like. We dance a lot on this show anyway, like really badly. This is just.
Yeah, this is a really cool song by a very small artist. He only released 2 songs and he's quite new and he's amazing, and I suggest you check him out. I also suggest you go to Keats Collective Facebook. Go to Keats Collective on the SoundCloud.
A full translation of Max's words will be posted online.
Some of the stuff they post is a bit weird and a bit rubbish, but most of it is like this and absolutely amazing. So yeah, that concludes my song. Keep going.
Oh, it ended perfectly! Next up, we have a song that I literally cannot get enough of. It is probably the best song ever made, and I am not even lying. This is my favourite song at the moment, and we found it when we were looking at disco songs to go into our little taster of disco music that will be a genre in the radio show. I just stumbled across this, and I'm so happy I did, because it is the most upbeat, brilliant song in the entire world.
Dave's bigged it up quite a lot, and I think that's fair enough, because it is absolutely amazing. We, last week, had mocks in our school for A-levels, and this song got me through. Every morning, bit of dancing to a bit of new disco, getting funky before doing some maths and physics and music tech,
It's just happy. Like, it's a really good song, but it just makes you feel like you don't even need to listen to it. It just puts you in a good mood. It's about to get cool. cooler.
Boom, boom. But yeah, with a song this cool and this sort of simple sounding, you'd expect it to all be very simple. But it's not.
No.
There's actually a ukulele in this, which is what I've noticed. You probably can't hear it through laptop speakers.
You might be able to hear it
But it's
on
got
the
a
video. Maybe
it's
that's a
got
fun thing for you to be doing right now.
a dissonant chord in that progression, and it sounds like the ukulele's out of tune. And once you notice that, it's a bit like... But then you realise that it's an amazing song.
As much as I could listen to that song all day, we're going to progress onto the last song after... I just realised we don't have any mugs on the table. I actually flinched when you did that. Thank you. Right,
That's why we need
last
a
one.
cameraman.
Cameraman Tom's left us. Like, he doesn't come back anymore. I think we must have scared him off.
He used to stand just there behind the camera. Well, that's where cameramans stand, isn't it?
Let's just move on before
Before the laptop runs out of
people
battery.
realise that we're incredibly less intelligent than we make ourselves out to be. Moving on!
You just gave it away. Alright, this song is really, really cool. It's by a guy who's very new. No, he's not new, is he? I think it's quite new. It's sort of chiptune style stuff, and it's not a very good song, but it makes me very happy.
Why?
Because I used to have a Game Boy Color, and I used to play Pokemon on this, and this is something my brother and I used to do, like together. We used to have like a Pokemon thing on one of these Nintendo DS's, and we'd cycle around. I could never get the bicycle because I wasn't good enough at fighting Pokemon, but he got the bicycle. I used to ride around with the bicycle all the time, going...
Oh, wow.
This is a really, really cool song. It's by quite a new guy, and it's been reposted off Keats Collective, so it's obviously going to be fantastic. Sort of, maybe. But it gets into it here, I think.
I think there is something about 8-bit synths that are... It doesn't matter what they're playing, I think they are quite nostalgic because of the sort of time that they're from.
Because we're 90s kids.
We're 90s kids, just by like 4 years.
Alright, so
It's
it's sounding a little
faster.
bit trappy, but then it goes all strange. Like, it doesn't change at all, it just speeds up.
Is that the shit?
See, this reminds me of
It
like
does sound like that's
boss
yeah.
battles and stuff in
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, as I said, 8-bit synths I just quite like, generally. There is something... They're terrible because they are quite easily made, but there's something nice about them.
They're just quirky.
Yeah, a bit different.
I think it's like a... oh, I have a good joke.
Oh, here we go, I'll pause the song.
Alright. What do you call a dog with no legs?
I don't know, what do you call a dog with no legs?
Doesn't matter what you call him, he's not coming.
It's time for 2 minutes of mainstream musical madness.
And in this week's mainstream musical 2 minutes of madness of music, we have some musical madness from the mainstream media. I have quite a pressing matter. It's
What's
not
the pressing
about,
matter?
It's not about just a song. It's
Actually,
about...
I think, can I just put this on the record now? This is actually going to go in the video.
Alright.
I think we should rename it Max's 2 minutes of mainstream musical madness because you always bring something to the table. and I
Alright.
don't. I think there is stuff to be said, and I will occasionally bring something. But I think this is going to be your thing. This will be
thank you,
Max's
David.
Max's 2 minutes. Where he just has a rant.
The Brit Awards.
Oh yeah, I saw they were on.
This is a proper, like, moment. The people from Clean Bandit, who I love a lot,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic, love Clean Bandit. They had an interview in Radio 1, and one of the things they said was that it's all white dudes. And this is actually something that loads of people have been saying now, is that all the Brit nominees this year have been white.
Right.
I find that quite ridiculous, personally.
Yeah.
And then loads of women have been saying, oh, but yeah, they're all male as well. It's like,
That's actually, I thought you were going to go into that and say it is quite ridiculous because they're racist. I'm glad you didn't because this is something I don't want to go too far into like dangerous.
you don't want to
territory.
go too far right.
Yeah, I don't want to go into like dangerous territory by like saying something that will get us into trouble. But I think generally you can't assume that there's sexism or racism there because it could just be that white males are more prominent in mainstream music.
Yeah, I think the music industry is something which is actually almost void of sexism and racism.
It's an interesting argument that the charts are, or the music is something that is completely equal. Because I do think that females and males can both be successful, but it might be the case that females are more successful in the charts because of other means as well, because maybe they feel like they have to be pressured into becoming like a sexual symbol and having a great big bottom. To summarise, we're not sexist or racist. We don't think the music charts are sexist or racist, but they could be perceived to be, but it may be because females are somehow pressured into becoming some sort of sexual symbol as a result of pressures from society and the music industry. But we don't have an opinion on this because we're completely
inert.
Thank you for watching. Anyway, make sure you listen to our radio show. It's going to be broadcast tomorrow night at 9 on Uckfield FM,
105 FM or online.
If you do want to listen to us on the radio, then you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Alternative Show, and all the links will be on there.
It's quite amusing because there's lots of pressure and we crumble. Comment, subscribers over there somewhere.
Yeah, you heard the man.
Down there. Please do it.
Please. We'll see you next week, but until then,
stay alternative.
And also Top Gear, if they don't get out of quarantine next time. We're free to be
coming back
on Best Presenters.
Just say to keep in mind the trend.
You're
There's a better way.
High five. That was a good show.